Alright, looks like we are truly back, everyone. Sorry for the hiccup. Seems that Slobs was needing to restart, so we're back. We're back with Urian Doyle as he's looking into hunting a particular kindred that he's been made aware of in the airport domain, as well as several familiar faces he might be aware of otherwise. So, in that case, Urian, we were leaving off with you describing how it is that you intended to find this person.
Well, I'm taking a chance here. Two birds, one stone. I'm going to have Benji guide me to where I may have found this individual. I'm expecting a trap, but I don't think they're expecting for me to come in full force. Though this hardly qualifies, keeping some of my measured points. I also am using my knowledge of those I know are in the city. If there's any locations where they may use it as a base of power or operations. After all, their hold on the city, this beachhead, is relatively small, and I intend to chip away at it. Wonder if this is what the Sabbat felt like when they first incurred into Jackson.
Possibly. And so, in that case, for the people that the three that you know of personally in the city, possibly four, you would be aware that perhaps Fernando and Colette call this domain home. You know their tendencies. You know them as kindred. They served in Jackson up until when Jackson fell, and they're neonates. They're very young, comparatively.
True.
And so, given their specialties, you'd probably find them here.
I believe then we will end up starting with Colette. Easier to find, and more importantly, I need Fernando to end up seeing this. Urian's very much acting on hunger right now. Shame to say.
About Colette, you would know that she studied law in life, and that she was an investigator of sorts. Dealing in forensics and psychology.
All this will be fun.
Banu Hakim.
More's the pity. But I have very little patience at this point. If there is a way to turn it, then, well, Colette would be an valuable asset. Let us find out.
So, you start to stroll through the north part of the city. Benji is by your side, as are your Childer and Alfonso. walking through the streets, driving, perusing back and forth. I want you to make me, if you're attempting to garner their attention openly, then I want you to make a manipulation plus performance.
Not a great roll, but I'll give it a shot. Two out of three, not terrible.
Not terrible. Okay. So, Colette is the one that you're intending to find.
That's the intent.
You start going through the domain, and you start going through the different shopping centers. You see different places that you suspect that she would be, and you come across a specific place in particular. And while you haven't seen her yet, you suspect that she would be nearby, given everything. This is definitely a spot where you think that she would hunt, where she would engulf herself into the Kine world. This is definitely a strong spot, you suspect.
I request for Shelly, Doc, Alfonso, and Benji to be nearby, but I'll be doing it alone. This is a risky play. I can be just as easily killed here as they would have for me. But that is the nature of this condition now, isn't it?
That it is.
I need to be far enough away that even if they know, they feel that they should have a decent chance at it. A way to purge. I'm also expecting Colette to presume that this is a bait. But it's also an opportunity she should not be able to miss. At the very least, I'm in a public space. So, it will be more difficult at times. Still, at the very least, I can have a meeting. I also am counting on the fact that Doc is one hell of a shot.
That she is. You know that, given the opportunity, she would absolutely be able to hit anything from anywhere.
Right now, I'm keeping Sense the Unseen open. Colette is more of a lawyer than an assassin. I suspect we are very similar in our capability in a hand-to-hand fight. She may even have the edge, but not enough to stop with Benji and Carlos nearby. Still, I do worry.
So, upon kind of walking around, eventually eventually you do see a woman. But it's not who you expect. Can I help you?
Sorry, I don't believe I'm familiar with you.
I'm Shauna.
Pleasure to meet you, Shauna.
And you are?
They call me John.
John.
Yes.
Pleasure to meet you, John. What can I do for you?
What can you do for me? That ends up sounding as though a presumption of I am waiting for you.
Aren't you?
I'd like to use Sense the Unseen.
You... go ahead and roll it, actually.
Three is good.
3 is good. You do see a presence. Not exactly who you were expecting, but definitely someone someone kind of across the street and down the way. Kind of eyeballing the vehicle.
Do you often approach strange men at this hour of the evening, Shauna?
Not particularly. You just seemed like an interesting type, given the front of your shirt.
Perhaps. I'm waiting for an old colleague.
An old colleague.
Yes. Though old Fern doesn't care to end up being so out in the open.
So we all have friends who are introverts.
I think he just never has been much the looker. Though I imagine if fate were kinder to him, he would have been quite the ladies' man. So,
I don't know anybody like that.
well. And this individual doesn't seem to be radiating anything. They don't seem to be looking at disguised figure.
No?
Well, it was a pleasure, Shona. But I start to stand and start walking. I believe that I just ended up seeing my dear friend.
Oh. Well, don't let me keep you.
Oh. Shona, real quick question. Do you often find yourself here this late in the evening?
Most nights.
I look forward to seeing you again.
I look forward to seeing you as well.
He starts walking, like so not a care in the world as he starts walking directly to Fernando. Since he's checking out, this puts him in closer proximity. And if I'm correct in assuming who that might have been, the unfamiliar face, well... I just continue walking forward. Let's see, how does Fernando react? I'm right here.
If you want, I'll allow you a wits insight.
Any bonuses?
Not particularly. He's holding very still.
Not my greatest pool, but sure.
He's very still. You know that's a particular power that doesn't require a whole lot of effort.
No.
So, he must be maintaining some... He must be very good at maintaining composure to not draw attention to himself.
I am sure to make sure that the van is to my back. When I look at him, and I start approaching a little closer. Fernando Steele. Such a pleasure to make your acquaintance again.
You see that his eyes go toward you as soon as you say his name. Well. If it isn't the Diablerist.
One could argue. But you are particularly interested in some vehicles. Perhaps I can help you acquire one.
I don't need your help.
I think you do.
Correction. I don't want your help.
That may not be your choice.
I'm just watching.
No, you're doing far more than that. Though, I had to end up asking, did you really have so much time as to start implementing ghouls here? I feel like it was... I've not been paying enough attention to you, but you have my undivided attention now.
Yeah, that one's not mine.
No, I figured not. I am under the impression that that feels more like Colette's work.
You wouldn't be wrong.
No.
What are you gonna do about it?
Well.
Heard you had a run-in with Kyle.
But no one told you about my run-in with Galvin.
I've heard about that too.
What did you hear, Fernando? Can't be good. After all, I'm still standing here. With impunity.
Yeah, something's fishy about that.
Yes.
Leave it to an anarch, though. Leave it to an anarch to destroy a good elder.
Yes, I imagine you believe that.
You certainly did
Honestly,
with Prince Calhoun.
good elder. Your good elder couldn't protect your dear seneschal Liliana. I believe that she was dragged for several blocks, torn to pieces. You know, I think most of them, everybody kept a little bit of her ashes for keepsake.
Yeah, I see what you're doing here.
You have no idea what I'm doing, Fernando, and that's what scares you.
Yeah, you're baiting me.
To do what?
I don't know. Something stupid.
I imagine so, but I don't need to bait you to do that. You already have. You're stupid to come here. You're stupid to end up coming where you're not wanted. Your resources are divided, and now with Tyler about to end up laying siege to Dallas, you have nowhere to go, no recourse. Help's not coming, Fernando. What are you going to do? Go coach?
Go coach.
Fly. Flee.
Kyle hasn't decided yet.
Kyle has no decisions to make. He's panicking. He can't afford to leave unless it's staying him further. He lost the reins on this whole point. He's unable to find a way into the city. And every time he makes an ally, he ends up losing someone far more important. And when he so much as kills a thin blood, I remove some of his strength. Would you like to know on how John Bell died? Or how about Hugh? And you are no Hugh.
Well, if you want to make it all nice and tidy.
The thing that scares you right now, Fernando, is you don't know what I want. Because this isn't operating like you expected. It doesn't make sense, does it? You see, if I saw you coming, I could have just as easily hit you with a truck. Put a hook in you. I'd drive so fast that the cameras would only catch a blur. And then I might have to end up sending the photos to Calhoun, who is nothing. Well, I guess I should be grateful that he is more of a leader than Marius ever was. Because at least Kyle hasn't lost the city. But you're too weak, and you're too small, and you're too unimportant. You're here to watch, like a voyeur, because that's all you can do, is watch, and hope that the moment isn't spoiled too soon.
I know when to pick my battles.
You have an opportunity right now, but you won't pick it.
Right, because I know. Urian Doyle makes friends. You think I haven't heard about you Baron Doyle? You think I'm stupid?
Incredibly. But that's not the reason we're having this conversation. You always doubted yourself. You know, Galvin had discussions with Marius, trying to find you a future. It was annoying to end up hearing those conversations. But he wasn't ready. Is this your proving ground, Fernando? Is that what this is to you? A rite of passage? Are you trying to be a real boy?
You can think what you want.
I already do, because somebody has to do the thinking around here, and it sure should never be you.
Are you trying to goad him into a frenzy check?
I'm trying to get an assessment on his actual degree of self-control.
Okay. Make me a wits plus insight.
And this is kindred, so I get a bonus. Oh.
He wears his frustration on his sleeve. But you can tell he's not hurting for control.
My roll 20 decided to end up being a bugger right now, so
Yeah,
that
I gave you
be
3 successes.
3 successes is still pretty good.
And he only had the 1, so.
Yeah. So, and that's his composure. Question, was Fernando Steele ever really known as an intellectual amongst the court? I'd be willing to roll it, given the fact that I'm familiar with him.
Given that you're familiar with him, he wasn't terribly well read. But he's not an idiot.
Then I believe now is when I would say, I think you're such a fool that you would willingly walk into the van. As I gesture to my van, where we know who's waiting.
Okay. And so... the resistance is...
I believe that is resolve plus intelligence.
Okay.
Which, from what I assessed, is not his strong suit.
It's not his strong suit, but it's not his weakest either.
No.
You know, he's terribly unlikable. And he's going to spend willpower on that.
Alright. I guess that means I gotta spend willpower on it. Come on. Derek died again. Fuck.
You try making eye contact with him. You try. But he must have blinked his eyes on purpose or moved his eyes in a direction on purpose, because he slipped right through your fingers with that. No, I'm not that big of an idiot.
No.
Not from what I see.
And so what do you see?
I see that you've brought backup.
I did. I assess the circumstances. Do we have a fair amount of kine around us?
The traffic on the road going by. Maybe a car here and there for like maintenance crew, but you're mostly in a shopping center that's closed at this point.
And you won't so much as touch me. That's fantastic. I have absolute immunity here. So your claims of domain cannot be held. You can't hold it. Which means you're trespassing on my domain.
Your domain.
Baron.
Your previous Baron couldn't hold it either. What makes you any different, Mr. Doyle?
The fact that this is not the defensive campaign. I don't need to hold it. I just need to eradicate you. And you might remember, I was particularly good at that.
You had help back then. And you have help here right now.
And I think that's when I'm going to snap my fingers. Stamina plus composure, please.
Stamina plus composure.
And I will willpower that.
Oh.
Wow, Derek dice are just screwing me today.
He's also gonna spend willpower on that too. But he does get hungrier. And he is actually going to lash out at you with a strength brawl.
Very well.
And he's gonna rouse for potence first.
Go right ahead. And that's 3. And I believe that is when I make this roll. Nice. Oh wow, that is 7, 8, 9 successes.
Yep, he's a beefy boy.
But he's got a problem. He's taking 2 points of superficial damage or 2 points of aggravated damage just for the attempt.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, that's 8 successes because that's a crit there. Damn.
And let me see.
Oh, because yeah, you have ward against Kindred on your suit.
I don't need to hurt you. Let's see.
You're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah, wards. Just double checking ward rules, but if I recall, that means he might actually have to make a roll in order to actually hurt me as well to get past it.
He'd have to make a resistance roll to get past it.
Yeah, let me.
Oh, it's the.
And so what you see is from your jacket when he goes to punch you, he does land a solid smack on you. But your suit, your jacket instantly gives him feedback on that punch with an electric shock.
And it's 3 points of aggravated damage too.
Is it 3?
No,
No,
it's 3.
Are
No,
you
it's
sure?
3. Yeah.
Let's see here. Rituals. Oh yeah, he takes 3 points of aggravated. The caster does not. Uh, anyone affected who wants to touch the awarded object again suffers a point of willpower.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, has to spend a point of willpower and
And
then
then-
win the stamina resolve.
Yeah.
On a
So
difficulty 7.
he's dealt 9 points halved.
Half to 5.
So
Yeah.
5. So I'm 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm on my first point of superficial, or first point of aggravated, as like
Damage. Mhm.
he just completely caves in my rib cage, and I'm suddenly reminded of my own mortality. But now he's visible
He is visible and
and wounded. Grievously.
wounded, and he is he he looks at you and snarls loudly, and since both of you have drawn blood, Urian, I need you to make a frenzy check.
Yeah. And this is not good,
This is not good.
because I have 1 willpower and 5 humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
And I believe I also have a bunch of people in a van, one of which can actually intervene here. But
Yeah.
we're about to find out. Okay.
So you don't like that he's punched you. You're hungry. You just took a giant wallop, like a giant haymaker from this guy. Regardless of the fact that your shirts just bounced his punch right back at him, basically. But you can't. Your beast wants blood. Your beast needs blood. And so you can't do anything but physical altercation stuff right now. And he doesn't want to touch you. And so he is gonna see about darting. What would Urian do in a frenzy right now? Probably bite him, right? Or attempt to catch him? He can't beat that. Not with that dice roll. So you're muted if you're saying anything.
No, I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
I am currently on him like white on rice, clawing at him, snarling at him. Potentially we'll be biting him soon.
Okay. That wasn't a bite attack though. That was just a regular attack.
Oh, that was just trying to wrestle him down to the ground.
Mm.
I want to get him pinned, so I have the bonus to bite into him.
Okay.
And at this point, I'm pretty sure people in the van have at least seen what the hell's transpired.
Yes, they have. And so you haven't pinned him since you tied him. You would have to substantially beat him in order to knock him off his feet. But you've got a grip on him, and he wants to get away from you. Benji in the vehicle is going to he has his seatbelt unbuckled, thankfully, but he jumps out from from the door and quickly, almost supernaturally quickly, makes a beeline for Fernando and goes to sock him. Benji does not have potence popped right now, though. This is a reaction.
And Fernando gets to roll against, but he is at a -1, I believe.
Yes, he is.
And he's trying to get away, so.
Yep.
Plus side, he can do it if he rolls all 10s.
Mm-hmm. That is 7 versus 3. So that's 4, half to 2. He's impaired now.
Oh, goody.
And it seems as though out of nowhere, though, someone else joins the fight, and this is someone you're not familiar with. But every person in this squabble looks delicious right now. So I'll give you your choice of targets, but
I'm going to bite Fernando Steele.
Okay.
And I'm going to drain him of Vitae.
Vitae is like molasses, so you're more likely going to have to incapacitate him first.
Well, I can make a bite attack and choose to end up doing one aggravated, or I can choose to do aggravated or take 1 point of blood.
Okay.
And I'm in the middle of frenzy, so I'm gonna take it. It's +1, -2 because this technically qualifies as a called shot, so he needs to evade this.
Mm-hmm.
That's not right. That's not right at all. Would be. It's not better, but I have a -1. There we go. Same results, but he's incapacitated. He's got -2 on him, so. Oh, he is lucky. He is barely avoiding my bite at this point.
Yep. He slips out of your fingers and gives a run for it. And Benji kind of looks over to you, almost willing to let this guy go, since he knows that you're flipping out now.
Yeah, but my eyes are on Fernando.
And this mystery person that just kind of popped in out of nowhere, he's got eyes on them too, because again, they popped out of nowhere. And so,
does this individual have a token by chance?
Yes, I forgot to put the token out. Let me.
That's okay.
Let me put that on the token layer and actually give. Okay. And so, Benji is, he's not sure if he wants to go after Fernando or if he wants to go after this new person, because Fernando looks hurt. He's not going to be able to do much. So, he's gonna give chase on Fernando for a second and try and beat him down into torpor. Oh, that is the most awful Benji roll.
Oh no. Benji, why are you using my dice?
Oh, no.
Using my dice.
Oh no, Benji. And so to continue to get away, he's gonna. There's a stamina athletics for Fernando, but this is at a -2 for impaired and a -1 for second action. Oh,
Oh.
but Benji's able to get a chunk on him, which does make up for that. But Fernando is still running. He's not down.
All right.
And then Tony, whom you've never met before, is going for you.
Well, I believe it sounds like they appeared out of nowhere, so they probably saw the ward, so let's see what happens.
Oh, they might have a second thought about that. They might actually call shot for your feet.
Either way.
So.
Just to be specific on wards.
It's the worded object. So the coat.
Yeah, it's called shot though. So.
It is called shot. They're gonna go for your feet instead. Oh, come on.
What one hit still does it. So I am on.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. You roll if you want to dodge or if you want to attack back. It's either a brawl or athletics.
I'm going to attack back. They're attacking me now. So I think I'm gonna bite them.
Okay. Go for the called shot.
I think I'm gonna bite them.
Okay.
And I will drain 1 point of blood.
Okay.
And so now, well, you wanted my attention. You now have my attention. And I'm going to take 1 point of blood, and then I'm also going to rouse to heal, which I don't lose. Fantastic. So nice. I am going to heal 1 point of superficial.
Okay. Since you have slaked yourself down to 3 hunger, I'll allow you to remake your frenzy check. Nope. You're still going at it.
I'm hard to control with that when I'm been taxed, and I've been taxed a lot these past few nights.
Okay. Oh, Benji doesn't know what to do in this situation.
Come on, Benji.
He's having a minute.
Punch Fernando in the face?
Yeah, he's gonna follow after Fernando to see if he can knock him out.
Yeah.
So he's gonna try and do that. Which probably won't be that hard, seeing as Fernando doesn't have much left in him. Oh no! You guys can wallop people like a motherfuck. What the hell? I feel like I haven't made this strong. Haven't made this hard enough.
The problem is that if it tilts one way or it tilts the other, it spirals very quick.
Yep.
It's why you want things to be very freaking decisive.
Mm-hmm. And Fernando's out.
Good. And I got this delectable little morsel to myself, and my fangs are already inside.
In that case, I would like you to make another strength brawl to see if you can continue staying latched on.
Okay. No penalty. Really, Mr. Doyle? Well, I can hope they botch.
And
I believe... No. Okay, so that's just them trying to get away from me.
that's them trying to like they're not paying attention to where their hands are going, and so they're attempting to reach and take you off.
Okay. So that needs an expenditure of willpower and a roll.
Which would be
The roll itself. Where are we? Stamina plus resolve. Tests 4 or 7 versus critical ward success.
And it was a critical ward success
it was
when you rolled it. So difficulty 7.
stamina resolve.
Oh, this is gonna suck.
Close.
Ooh. So they take 2 points.
No, that's just for them. They it's like they want to grip onto a hot iron. They have to get past that before they can even try.
Oh, before they can even touch you. Okay.
So they're avoiding, but they're not getting me off of them. Thankfully, Urian has prepared his beast well.
And so, what are you doing, Mr. Doyle? Are you wanting to try and pull out a frenzy, or are you riding the wave?
I'm riding the wave.
Okay.
This was the point. And I don't have another target. And so we're going to do let's say it's +1. Is that a crit? It is a crit.
It's
4.
a bestial crit, yep.
Yeah.
So are you taking blood?
I am taking blood.
Okay, let's see if they can avoid you doing that by wiggling enough.
Oh shit. Oh. They do avoid.
They can get you off if they can get past the stamina resolve, which is not going to be hard. Which is going to be hard.
Yeah. But not impossible.
Nope, not impossible.
Oh, actually, no, I think I might be wrong here. Let's see here. Space meter. Okay, yeah. It depends on the ST ruling. Is this forced contact? Am I forcing them to grab me, or...
Yes, you're forcing them to grab you.
Okay, then I am wrong. I apologize. That brawl stands. I am in torpor.
Okay.
There's no getting around that. I am torpored.
Okay.
Ouch.
Benji, seeing you go down, is having at this person now. He's gonna strength brawl contest them.
Well, that's one way to come out of frenzy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Seeing as how Benji's... what are they doing?
What are the others doing?
Let's see. Actually, this is probably what they're gonna do. They're instead going to try and make their way towards Fernando to get him out of Dodge. Which meets it beats, so Benji's able to get 1 point of superficial damage on Tony, but Tony still makes it past him and towards Fernando, and picks him up, and Benji, for a moment, hesitates, but it looks like he's more concerned with your health than he is with catching up to them. And so he lets them go. And
I believe that's a fade to black moment for Yuri, and he has no idea how to account for anything that's being said right now.
and so Benji collects Urian into the van. Meanwhile, Amber and Velda,
Yes.
you two have more or less been told to sit tight. What are you doing right this second now? Now that you've had this conversation with the owner of the building.
Valda is going to be getting in contact with the lady that she normally talks to for her real estate, to send over a bunch of listings for her to look into.
Which isn't a problem at all. That's just something that you can do.
She's also going to see if she can do some research on this building that she's looking at purchasing, as well as some research into the one that she's supposed to be purchasing from. Looking at things like his social media and whatnot. It's always a good place to start.
And Amber?
It's been a little while. How long has it been since that I'm going out to get groceries?
Couple of hours?
Amber will probably give one of the low birth solution a call.
Probably Carlos.
Just to be... Yeah, probably Carlos, to see what's going on, because a couple of hours... It don't take a couple hours to get no groceries, so...
When you reach Carlos, he sounds a little panicked. Amber?
Yeah, Carlos, what's up? You sound panicked.
Yeah. Urian's down.
Fuck!
We're headed back to the domain.
Is everything alright,
Yeah.
Amber?
Meeting house, we'll meet you there ASAP.
Got it.
And she hangs up the phone, turns to Velda. Urian's down. We need to go back to the meeting house now.
Very well.
And Amber is going to, as soon as Velda's at the Scarlet, she's going to jump in, chuck on her belt, and peel out of where they are like a bat out of hell, heading for the meeting house.
Alright. So, all of you, the Littler Solution and the Coterie, are at the meeting house. And Benji has Urian draped over his shoulder when they arrive.
Yep. And as soon as they get in,
Down in the basement.
Correction. Benji would be horribly burned at this point as well, would he not?
Yes, because he's willingly touched.
Okay.
she's like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Basement.
Waste no time. Down into the basement.
And everyone piles into the basement.
And Velda is actually going to cut her wrist open and drip it into Urian's mouth.
Okay.
She's going to give him 2 dots, which will cause her to bleed.
Okay.
That puts her at 4. I think, if I don't have to rouse.
Are you just giving him 2?
Yeah.
Okay. And so... Urian, if you would like, you can heal an aggravated damage and rise from torpor. You do still have to rouse for it, though.
I gotta make 3 rouse checks.
Yep.
Nope, nope, and nope.
Yep.
Right back to 4 hunger. And 1 aggravated healed.
And Urian, you awake, and you're in the meeting house.
Urian's a goddamn mess. Pummeled and broken. His jaw is barely hanging into place.
So, what went wrong?
He kind of raises his head, looks at everyone, then rests his head back down on the concrete. Before I answer that, please answer me one question. Is Fernando with us?
No. Bitch got him.
Now I am disappointed. But... best laid plans. What went wrong? I don't even know where to begin. We were hoping to be able to end up getting 2 birds, 1 stone. Unfortunately, a newcomer seems to have been brought in that is more than capable. I myself had an altercation and lost myself in the fun. Ah! Oh, that is my collarbone.
Yeah, your jacket burns, by the way.
Yes, I would suspect so.
Not cool.
Well, at least you've all arrived back in relatively one piece. I think we can be thankful for that, at least.
It is what it is. I believe that makes us now even, Benji.
Sure.
Go ahead. Make your jokes.
I don't have any ready.
When you have an eternity to prepare, it's good to pick up the hobby.
Yeah, you look like shit. There. That's the best I can do right now.
That is barren look like shit to you.
Fuck.
He has a sudden super serious look on his face. He's looking up. I am angered. Not for what happened, but for the fact that it's old habits. So fucking small in this body. So fucking weak. I don't think I ever really felt as vulnerable as I have now. I knew it was fragile, and lifts up what you can only imagine as a shattered wrist.
That looks nasty. And Doc comes over and looks as if she's going to attempt to set it. Whether it does something, she just needs to get herself busy.
Doc, please, no. No.
Velda is actually gonna grab the back of Doc's clothing and pull her away.
This is my profession.
And if you approach me, there is a very high likelihood that I may just end up draining you dry. And I'd rather not have to do that for 2 times in the same month. And you don't come back from the second.
She looks like she wants to argue it.
Trust, Vilda.
He will be fine after getting some blood into him. It'll take a bit.
You're also bleeding.
Yes. I'm hungry.
Oh god. Is that a frenzy check? I'm at 400.
The sight of, well, I'd have to look at the exact ruling because I know that at 5 it's hard to resist the sight.
This is the problem with being a kindred.
Everybody is food.
Everyone is
Sight of, the sight of an open wound or overpowering smell of blood while at hunger 4 or higher.
And she's bloody.
She gave him two dots of hunger, so I assume that gives her 2 dots of hunger as well.
Yes.
About 3 rouse checks.
He's already
Yeah.
spent
About the
it
3
all,
rouse
yeah.
checks to back up at 4. Just to heal that one aggravated to wake back up. So seeing this, Amber is probably going to intervene and be like, Velda, you should probably go upstairs.
Yes.
Yuri, and I do need you to make that frenzy check then.
Oh.
That's a success.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at this point I'm biting into my own fucking wrist just to not do something rash.
Velda is quick to head back upstairs.
Mm-hmm. And Benji says, I'm gonna go upstairs too. I look like shit too. I probably reek. I'm gonna go.
See if you can't find yourself something to eat, Benji.
Yeah. I'm gonna be fine. Just don't let him ball somebody. I'll stay upstairs.
I'll try my best not to.
I'll stay
I'll try my
upstairs,
best
but I'm
not
not gonna
to.
be. I'm not gonna be down here.
Yeah.
And Benji goes upstairs.
Probably to restrain him. Just saying.
Going to do that.
Urian, you are with the sight of the injured people from this coterie out of your sight. You're able to maintain control at this point, since you can hardly move yourself.
I can stand. I can move. But I don't want to. At this point, it is everything in me to just not fall into self-pity. Calm, collected, that is the prescription.
You're not
So Carlos
incorrect in that.
Carlos just kind of looks to Amber and Urian. So, what do we do now?
Well, to get him truly back up on his feet, we're going to need to give him blood. However, we're going to need to be exceptionally careful about how we go about this, for the simple fact of the taste of blood could send him whipped straight up into a frenzy, and yeah. So,
Alfonso,
we're gonna...
Yeah.
remember the van when we removed Wolf?
Yeah.
Just don't get between me and the fucking cup. He slowly starts to try and peel the jacket off. He's well aware that if anybody else touches it, they're just going to be burned, and it's been a double-edged sword this night.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go get it. And he goes upstairs to go and retrieve that cup.
Is Doc and Carlos alone with me now in the basement?
With Amber.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Carlos, there is a lock chain up there on the shelf. Would you be kind enough to restrain me, as humiliating as it is, and rather suffer the humiliation than to harm my own child?
Good point. Cause that was a little nutty. Just watching you like flip out.
Very uncharacteristic of me, isn't it?
Quite. It was like a second person was existing there.
Arguably, that's the real me. He tries to pull himself up to a seat as he places himself against the support beam.
And Carlos grabs down the chain and then wraps the chain around you and the support beam so that you're locked into it. You can still mostly move, it's just you would have a hard time pulling yourself free from that should you frenzy again.
Well, Carlos, I suppose this is also payback.
Maybe? I don't relish in it. I mean, all of this sucks.
It does. I will heal. I have a meeting tomorrow. I must be in better strength. Let the story be known that when a Baron stepped upon Camarilla territory, they could do nothing. They're weak. They will run. They do not have it in them to continue them. Baron Urian Doyle stepped upon their grounds and challenged them openly, and they fled.
Just leaving out the part where you got torn to shit too.
Tell it as it is, but know that they fled, and I would fight this city to the last.
And Carlos, or Alfonso does come back with that cup.
This will take some time. If you are wishing to, I will not command it of any of you. But I would ask that you go upstairs. I speak with Amber alone.
Yeah. And the three of them go upstairs.
You must think pretty low of me at this point. Hypocrite would come to mind.
Hypocrite? Yeah. But? Who isn't? We live in a world of hypocrisy, both necessary and unnecessary, Mr. Doyle.
The wisdom comes from knowing the difference.
Exactly right. And that cup is there, yeah?
I think the Thin Bloods took it upstairs to possibly dish out some of their own blood between them.
Yes.
Hmm.
And let me double check character sheet. Okay. Urian would be keeping very close track of that. Truth is, Amber, that if I was my old self, I would have laughed at such an assault. To know that it only took one, whereas before it took 7. It shows just how far I've fallen.
Well, as I said to you not too long ago, Mr. Doyle, the Tremere Anarch who diablerized Prince Jackson and said Prince both no longer exist, and in their place an amalgamation of something different.
I will be going to a study, taking my child there with me, to learn the secrets that are buried beneath this city. For now, you and Velda will continue your work. Their loyalty must be rewarded.
And it will be. In fact, I think it would delight you to know we've made good progress tonight on that.
And I am grateful for once the tables have turned and it only cost me an attempt on my own existence.
Well, thankful for the little things.
Prove to me, Miss Dupree, that my faith in my students is well worth it. I think I'll stay down here for a while longer. Yes. A long while.
And I believe that is where we're going to leave the session for the night. The blood's coming back down with a drink for Urian. And leaving Amber and Urian and everyone else to go to sleep for the rest of the night. To start again tomorrow. Thanks for playing, everybody.
That could have ended
Holy
badly.
shit! Ah! Just like, oh no! That was very much an oh no!
I only have 4 health.
Yeah, his stamina 1.
He's a
And
squishy boy.
yeah, I'm sure the lack of fortitude right now is probably making him swear his head off like
Yeah.
nobody's business.
Oh yeah.
And like on that, Amber knowing the truth about Urian, and of course knowing that he was Ventru, considering she knows that Kyle A. Calhoun is Ventru and Marius and Kyle are related by bloodline, and knowing that, also knowing the basics of Ventru can have fortitude. Ventru be super tough. Just look at Isabella.
Isabella be tough cookie.
Yeah, and she kind of gets why he's frustrated. But before they go to sleep, I'm sure she'd be sure to share that it's like, yeah, you don't have access to that anymore. But look at all that you've gained.
But yeah. We have some things to do in ending this session. I've started the polls, so everybody vote for your favorite of the night. Using !vote and the name of the character. So, do we have stains, really?
I don't think so.
Not that I can think of.
Not as far as I'm aware.
Not as far as I'm aware either. So, thankfully, we don't have to deal with that.
Surprisingly, we don't have to deal with that.
Nope. What about recovering willpower?
I fulfilled my desire of getting the building owner's details.
Nice.
Not yet.
I didn't manage to fulfill my desire, but I gotta change it.
Oh, okay. What was it before?
Get Alfonso to be able to speak of his lineage on his own accord, brag about it, making people know who he is. That being said, I need to change it.
All right. Velda?
Nope, I haven't achieved my desire.
Okay. And so, now we move on to some experience. So everybody gets one. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, hey,
Yay!
Yee.
XP.
So, who moved our plot?
I'm thinking that's a split, but I want to say Amber primarily.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Amber definitely moved the thin blood thing.
If you guys are unanimous, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Amber, you get an experience for nearly double critting on a human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just, if I'd gotten that double crit, I'm sure his eyes probably would have rolled into the back of his skull or something equally as violent.
Mm-hmm. Who had the best scene?
Urian.
Yep.
For which one?
Oh,
That
shit.
last one. I mean, that last one when he was
Yeah.
talking with Amber, when he was talking with the others before they left, the
The
encounter,
fight,
the searching around the lake with Lucio.
right?
Name a scene.
Mm.
Truly, name a scene.
He also had a lot of really good lines tonight as well.
Hmm.
Uh-oh. Okay. Well,
So,
thank you.
Urian gets the scene. So what is the best line?
There were a few good ones that I didn't note down.
I do actually have a desire to throw my hat in the ring here.
Oh.
And it's not so much a funny line as it is a kind of chilling one.
Very poignant.
Yeah. Life has an odd way of trying to do those things, you know?
Oh, in response to the two gentlemen you were talking to?
Yeah.
Mm.
Specs was really liking how Velda was undermining Amber at every goddamn turn.
Oh, of course, because they're Toreador. What are they gonna do? Not be catty? Come on.
I think I have a plan, and you're not gonna like it.
Am I not gonna like it?
Oh.
Oh, because technically, I qualify for something new now.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wait, did we vote on best line?
Oh?
Who did the best line?
No,
Um,
right now, Amber threw their hat into the ring, and no one's mentioned
I said
it. Everybody's
Urian.
Urian, but no one's mentioned a line for Urian.
Yeah, I can't remember them all.
Well,
You
even some
remember
of Velda's lines in when they were talking to the doctors. I could make a case for all three of us.
If you can't really
So did we?
pick out a line though for Yuri and Velda, then I'm probably
That
gonna have to
wouldn't
say
really
it
be
doesn't count.
rememberable.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Okay. Well, I guess
Does
it's
that mean
Amber.
I score it then?
All right.
I believe that does.
Amber gets it.
All right, I will take that.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Expenditures.
Well, I believe we have the vote first,
Oh yeah. Vote.
which I believe I clinched.
Oh yeah.
Thank you very much for voting, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 votes to Urian.
Yeah, usually we don't even get a vote. Now we got 2. Fantastic. And thanks to that, that puts me to 7 experience, which means I can pick up a new discipline.
Yep. That's actually 3 minutes left on the voting, but I don't think. I don't think there's.
I'm jumping the gun.
That's fine. But if you.
Quick, throw Derek's plans under the bus.
You have 2 out of what, the 4 viewers that we have today? 6.
And one of those viewers is me. So,
Yes. I don't know if I count as my own viewer having the chat open in slobs, but you know.
no. No, it doesn't include you in the viewer count.
Mm. That's fair.
So when it comes to experience, because I'm just
Yes.
looking at where I can spend some of mine.
Yes.
So I already have a dot in influence in fashion and modeling. So if I was to take influence in business,
Mm.
that wouldn't tack onto that, would it?
No, it'd be a separate industry.
Be a separate influence. Okay.
Yeah. Every additional
Interesting.
every additional industry really counts as its own influence pool.
Okay.
But you can buy
What's the highest I could pull that? And could I pull that yet?
That one's a little bit trickier because you haven't really put yourself in a position where you're manipulating
Yeah,
a
not
lot
quite
of
yet.
business holders. You have one person who's willing to hear you out, but you haven't really put yourself forward as someone who can sway any business holder, and that's what influence does
Yeah.
for you.
Okay.
Your decisions.
That's one of the
get
things
heard.
she's going to be. That's one of the things she's going to be talking about with Batista.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Make use of those
you're on your way,
connections.
but not yet.
Not yet.
There we go. I've done my expenditure.
Nice. What you getting?
Anybody want to guess?
Is it Fortitude 1?
Don't have access to it. Have not fed on somebody who actually has fortitude.
Didn't I give you a list at one point?
No, you haven't. But I've been keeping track on who I've been feeding on.
Okay. Let me.
Presents?
Ooh.
Nope. I figure if I'm
No?
gonna be that kind
Is
of
it
a kindred, and you want to hit me, I'm gonna hit you back.
Potence 1?
Potence.
So I pick Soaring Leap.
Nice.
Urian gonna fly through the sky like a majestic fucking eagle.
You have any idea what this man would do to you? Have done to you?
Who? I don't remember who you fed off of that has potence.
Fernando.
Who?
Fernando.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. And you.
I mean,
and you've trained.
obfuscate-
And you've trained enough with Galvin that you would kind of know how potence works. You don't really need a teacher for that.
I got the idea.
You got the idea. You've seen him do it enough.
I mean, between him and Galvin and Benji.
Yep. I don't know. That just seems like such a Urian move. He's coming at me, and I jump onto the roof of the building, just like a quick. It looks like just a quick back jump, but instead it goes up about 5 meters.
And the thing about that is that many buildings in San Antonio are not more than 2 stories.
I owe you debit, right?
All right.
Oh god damn it!
But yeah, that does it for us in the Alamo City.
All right.
So, and Urian did in fact win the vote.
Thank you all.
So I hope you all have had a wonderful night. We are going to say goodnight.
It's been going. We should go someplace else some days.
All right. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good
Good night, everybody.
Good night.